covered
You know who just let out a huge sigh of relief? Blaine Gabbert. does not have to follow Tom Brady.
I know, poor Kyle Trask.
I'm trying to think. So Brian Greasy followed John Elway, and that wasn't an easy road. I'm trying to think. And then they also drafted Tommy Maddox. Who else retired? Brett Favre. That worked out okay with Aaron Rodgers. Any other big names that retired quarterback-wise? Peyton Manning. Who came after Peyton Manning? Brock Osweiler?
Broncos have like 8 quarterbacks since Peyton.
Was Brock the first one that got the shot?
Yeah, because remember, they benched Peyton for Brock in the midway.
I didn't know if he just hung around the next year. I know they traded him to the Texans or whatever. So Brock Osweiler didn't work out. So we're basically 1 for 4 right now.
Well, I mean, it's impossible to replace a legend. You want to be the guy after the replacement. So like the buffer, like the Patriots had Cam Newton and then Mac Jones, because there's a lot less pressure when the replacement guy fails miserably, like he's probably going to, and then you replace the guy who failed miserably instead of replacing the legend. So, the one of these that's worked is Favre to Rodgers, but it's not often. You know what else we didn't even mention about Brady is the fact they went 16-0. I mean, they had an undefeated season.
Yeah, but they lost a Super Bowl. That sort of puts a stink on it.
But it's the greatest regular season.
Do you think that would be, if you ask Tom Brady, what's your biggest regret? It's definitely that Super Bowl, right?
Yes. I think he's actually said in a couple interviews that, the second Giants Super Bowl.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, you have, and it's crazy to think all those Super Bowls could have gone. I mean, these are all games that came down to one play, except really the Rams Patriots Super Bowl where they won 13-3. All the other ones were 1-score games that could have gone either way. Tom Brady could be 10-0 in Super Bowls. He could be 2-8. And it's crazy that, the Tom Brady, the Patriots magic just always worked out in his favor. And the Chiefs game was obviously a blowout when he was with the Buccaneers. But as far as the Patriots Super Bowls go.
What do we think the Buccaneers do at quarterback? Do they roll with Kyle Trask, Blaine Gabbert, or do they go get Aaron Rodgers? Because that would be spicy. You talk about finding a guy who can follow Tom Brady successfully. It would be going and giving up a ton of draft capital and various assets for Tom Brady. For Aaron Rodgers, excuse me.
Yeah, Blaine Gabbert's a free agent for whatever that. I mean, he's not going anywhere, but just they would have to re-sign him. And Kyle Trask is currently going to be the only quarterback on the roster when Brady makes it official. Yeah, I mean, everyone should be in the Aaron Rodgers conversation if that's a legitimate.
Yeah, but if you have to trade for him, I don't know that Tampa's going to be. They have to worry about a ton of free agents. Obviously, they brought all their starters back this past season. That's not going to be the case this season. Gronk might retire, and would Aaron Rodgers even want to go there? I mean, Chris Godwin is going to be a free agent. That's a big one.
Their offensive line is good, and that's where you want to start.
I mean, that's true. That's true. And
their defense is good. And Breech, by the way, that division is dog dookie.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's a good point. You know what, Wilson, you literally just took 12 seconds, and I'm already sold.
Yeah. So, I mean, right. They're going to be like, you mentioned Chris Godwin, playoff Lenny's a free agent. They literally have Keyshawn Vaughn and Kenyon Barner are the only running backs under contract. But again, running backs, it doesn't matter. Cameron Brates could come back. And that's the only tight end under contract. The offensive line is good. The defensive line is still good. Vita Vea is there. Sue they can get out from under him if they want to, but they have some talent there. All the linebackers are coming back. Cornerbacks are coming back except for, Carlton Davis. Jordan Whitehead, the safety. And that's about it. So they're in pretty good shape. And
it's still a very good roster, even if they lose. Godwin might be a casualty just because we don't know if I don't know if they can tag him a second time with that injury.
The injury will be fine, but right. Would you want to tag him a second time anyway?
Yeah. And then Gronk, if Brady retires, Gronk likely retires. So yeah,
I love Gronk, but let's be real. I mean, it's not the end of the world. Oh, great news. Incredibly deep tight end class too. So if they have any draft picks left after acquiring Aaron Rodgers, they can draft the tight end even in day 3 probably and find someone that can help out.
Maybe OJ Howard will finally break out as a free agent.
I think he's done too. Yeah, in terms of
he's on that list. Look, this is still Ryan Jensen's a big one too. This is still a very good football team, but
they're $7.6 million under the cap. So you can work your cap magic at spottrack.com and figure out what else you need to do. But you're in better shape than the Saints can't go out and get Aaron Rodgers, even though he might want to go to New Orleans.
Right. I mean, I would say that the Buccaneers, because of their roster and because of the big issues on the other NFC South teams, even if Tom Brady retires, I would suggest might still be the favorites to win the division, even though that feels kind of crazy because the Panthers are terrible. The Falcons have Matt Ryan. I mean,
I think it's a situation where the team could be 8-9
and win 8-1 and win the division. It feels
Right, yeah.
absolutely realistic. Yeah, with that division for sure. Yeah, and look, maybe Kyle Trask is good. I mean, people liked him as a prospect coming out. Not terrible.
I mean, you have no idea.
Yeah, got to learn under Tom Brady for a hot minute, and maybe Tom Brady comes back. I mean, at this point, who knows?
That would be we're having the cancel out reverse podcast to cancel out our Tom Brady retirement podcast.
Can you imagine Tom Brady telling his wife, "Okay, it's done. We're in the Dominican sunbathing," and then he sees this report and he says, "Giselle, psych, I'm going to
just to spite people." Tom Brady would totally do that. And you know what? You have to think that. Don't you think Sean Payton? If Tom Brady was literally on the fence, and you see Sean Payton is leaving the Saints, doesn't that at least make you think, that was our biggest competitor? That's the only guy that figured us out.
You're, as Wilson likes to say, moonwalking to a division title.
Moonwalking. So you are in the playoffs
Payton.
next year. You're in the playoffs. Like, man,
That's
that's why it's hard to fathom why Brady. You play one more year, and it's against. There's no one in your division to stop you.